Harmony 1 price update. Let's get into it. So Chris, we will be taking a cheeky look at One Harmony. There's been a fair amount of blood in the streets and a lot of people have been rightfully concerned. However, we are going to get into the charts, we're going to have a look at that daily, that 4-hourly and that hourly view and try to reassure people as to what's exactly going on here with the Harmony 1 price. If you find this video useful and informative, hit that like button, we both really do appreciate it. And of course, if you want to stay up to date with all of those hidden gems, new cryptocurrencies and make money, why not consider subscribing to the channel? By subscribing, you're going to be kept up to date with absolutely everything we do here at Cheeky Crypto. It is free and you'll stay well informed, so why not? Right, with that being said, Chris, anything else you'd like to add before we jump down to the charts and start reviewing the Harmony 1 price?
Just be good to get an idea of what you think the price will be at the peak of the bull run. Let us know in the comments below. Really interested to know.
Fantastic. Let's do it. Right, here we are. This is Harmony 1 to the USDT. This is the daily chart where we're starting, and we are using Binance as our data source. So here we have a Fibonacci retracement tool, as we usually put on our charts, and we have that from the low level down here on the 11th of March through to the high level up here on the 29th of March. And it was quite a rally, Chris, and we actually see this rallying all this year. It's actually seen 5,388% gains since the very beginning of this year. I know, 5,388% gains, which is real juicy gains. But it has had a bit of a healthy correction, and it's kind of caused a little bit of a stir within the community. But it is fine. It is a healthy correction. I'm going to go through exactly why this is. So as I go ahead, I'm going to just show you how long we actually rode this thing from our low level to our high level up here, right? So this whole rally, Chris, actually took place over 19 days. We had that kind of breakdown here from the 24th of March through to the 28th of March, right? And what that was the start of a correction. However, there was still so much momentum here, it was unable to actually fully correct down to that 618 area of the Fibonacci. So instead, actually, it went ahead and set a new all-time high. So that actually completed that 19-day rally. Okay, otherwise it would have actually ended over here, which is what I was kind of expecting. We were waiting for that top to come in the same way that we've had that with things like 𝗕𝗏𝗏 and the 𝗕𝗚𝗠 token. You need to find that top, and then you can plot out where you're likely to fall down to. Of course, those are healthy corrections. It isn't a complete breakdown. This is not a bear market. This is a bull market. So you're going to be expecting these healthy corrections just to correct the volumes. Some profits are being taken by traders. The RSI no longer becomes overbought. It becomes into a nice healthy area. And then obviously from there, you can move on up. Now, so yesterday was quite a painful day, Chris. Lots of blood in the streets, and ultimately, lots of fear was up for sale. Did you take advantage?
Well, at the moment, I kind of feel like my bags are, pretty full. We bought in really cheap, so I look at it now and it just seems expensive to me. So it isn't though. Like there's so much upside.
There is a lot of upside.
Yeah, I haven't taken advantage for Harmony at this price. I've been sort of cost averaging into AGI at the moment because I want to increase my position in that particular project. But if I wasn't doing that, I would have been all over Harmony. I think, it's a good dip to be sort of dipping your toe in.
Absolutely. So we had seen this 618 taken out, right? So we came down quite low yesterday. We took out that 618 Fibonacci area. That's the first area of the Fibonacci retracement zones that we often talk about. There's obviously the 618 is the first one that we talk about. Then there's the opportunity to get in at 50% and sometimes even down towards that 382. The bottom comes in at 23.6, but ultimately it's usually 9 times out of 10 one of these 3 areas that get hit, and then they moves on out of there. So the fact that we've actually had a pretty positive day today, Chris, after actually coming down to that 618, that's a pretty good sign. But we have found resistance up here at the 702, so we're going to have to watch that situation a little bit carefully there. So ultimately, guys, these are the 3 price zones I would be watching out for opportunities to purchase more One token. So basically, we've seen the 15.3 get hit yesterday. Will we see a 13 or a 10-cent token? We're going to watch out for those things. But for now, things are looking pretty good. The volumes have also come down nicely. That's helping to protect the price. So the volumes on this daily chart are pretty good. And the RSI is also no longer overbought. We obviously have this top end up here, which is an area that we hit quite a bit. And that actually comes in, guys. Let me just get my marker here, 90. Okay, 90.76, right? So that's the top of where we use RSI normally goes when we're overbought. We've come down nicely at the moment at about 57 on this daily chart. So things are okay here. We've got lots of room to the upside now. So another rally could spur and we could climb all the way back up to that 90 zone. And that would be a really good way to push on up out of these worrying zones. I don't necessarily think that's going to happen just yet, though. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the 4-hourly and the hourly next, just to confirm where things are going. So let's pull this into that 4-hourly view. And then from here, I'm just going to zoom out a little bit so you can see, right, we had that 19-day rally to the upside. Actually, it might have been 20 days. No, it's going to be 19 days. And from here, we can see obviously where we came down towards that 618. And the volumes kind of spiked up here only on that selling pressure, right? So the volume spiked up selling pressure and we were briefly oversold. So the reason that this started to then rally up again today, Chris, is that we were actually oversold. We've gone from overbought to oversold. So when you're at the top, there's only one place to go but down, right? And when you're at the bottom, there's only one place to go but up. And we're seeing some pretty good rally here, and we're climbing up towards that 702 area. And we're still incredibly low on this RSI here on this 4-hourly chart that we could go ahead and pierce through that 702 area. Now, the 702 area is an area that's been acting as support over here, and over here, and over here. It's kind of being quite consistent. And ultimately, we want to get past that 702 and flip it back into support, which I think we can do quite comfortably based on the fact that we are quite low on this RSI down here, if I can draw a straight line. Right, the volumes are also declining here. That's helping to protect the price. So if we get a good spike in volume, which I think we will because we are quite low here, I think we're going to start going ahead and pushing back up again. But let's see what the hourly view is showing us as well, because this is getting the most granular detail. Here you can find that that selling pressure and that buying pressure, keeping it afloat above that 618 area. And then obviously bigger macro view there over these last few hours is it has been a decrease in volume, but we are starting to see that kind of plateau down the bottom here. Now the RSI, we were oversold, which is obvious that we were going to pop to the upside here, and ultimately, yeah, we're doing okay. We're about 47, lots of room to grow this to the upside. And obviously we can be overbought for quite a significant amount of time. So that's quite a good sign. I think Harmony One is poised to continue a bit of a rally into the upside. And we need to see it kind of pierce through the 702. If we can pierce through the 702, flip that into support, get another kind of baby correction on the RSI, gear us up to moving up into the 786, and then from the 786 crest to all-time highs. I think maybe the correction is over, but with that being said, sometimes there are bigger macro events that can happen. So we have a look at this daily. If Bitcoin were to take a heavy correction or something like that, then we could potentially fall down to the 13-cent zone. And if that's the case, there's a huge opportunity there for accumulation. Likewise, if you were to drop down to 10 cent, I mean, could you imagine what opportunities that would be there? I wouldn't consider this a bear market, so therefore I am only looking at these as accumulation periods and ultimately ways to extend your bags, because we are looking at some juicy targets. So as we pull this up, guys, we can see that we have approximately 100% gains just to the very first price target. The first price target comes in at 34 cent. So if this is in fact the start of that rally towards that price target, we're looking at 100% gains from where we are today, which is incredibly juicy, Chris.
Definitely is, Nick.
But from there, of course, the second price target that we're going for, and it's already scoped out here inside the Fibonacci extension levels, this comes in at 52.7 cents. So again, absolutely huge momentum there. And if I grab this, we'll just have a quick look at how many gains that would be. That would take us up to about 225% gains. So that's very, very nice as well. But of course, the third price target comes in at 71 cent. And that would show us 342% gains. And then 83 at the top of this particular rally would show us gains of about 414%. So am I concerned about this? Not at all. I think this is a nice healthy correction. And like I say, we're kind of always expecting once we get that top to come in, is to find one of these three areas: the 618, the 50% retracement, or the 38.2% retracement zones. So there's always that possibility of dropping down to 10.9 cent. And if that is the case, yes, there's plenty of blood in the streets and plenty of fear up for sale. And you should potentially, if you're able to, consider your positions and thinking maybe there's an opportunity here to extend your back. This is something that me and Chris often do when corrections come in. We think, okay, well, we know there's still going to be plenty of room to the upside. We haven't even got into the very first price target yet. And ultimately, there's huge opportunities here. So I could extend my bag if I chose. And we've only seen the first one come in. Now, sometimes that is enough. That is all that is required, is to just hit one of those retracement zones. So the 618 is a pretty good area because it's the very first one. There's not that much blood in the street. You're not having to see too much pain inside your ledger hard wallet, for example. And you can take advantage of that and then move on up. And things are looking quite interesting, Chris, because we've had actually a pretty decent correction on that RSI on all three charts. The daily chart has come down quite significantly, currently at 57. The 4 hourly has become oversold at a brief moment in time, and then has rallied since. And the daily was quite heavily oversold. The hourly was quite heavily oversold as well. So huge potential here to continue a rally to the upside now. Nice and low, lots of momentum to the upside. We just need that volume to kick in a positive way, and I think we will start seeing that soon. I am not concerned about Harmony One, and I don't think that many people should be. Of course, it is important for you to do your own research, do your own technical analysis as well. Don't just pay attention to my opinion or Chris's opinion or another person on YouTube's opinion. It's important that you do your own research, assess your own personal situation, and make the decision that is right for you. You might be thinking, actually, Harmony One is too volatile for you. I personally don't find it volatile at all. There are a lot worse projects with volatility out there. But this was just a healthy correction, in my opinion, and I am not concerned in the slightest. Chris, is there anything else that you would like to add at this point in time?
Yeah, so, for me, this was always to be expected after a rally like what we've seen, 5,000+%, I think you said, Nick. So,
Yep.
After some major price discovery like that, it's only natural when you consider like human behaviors, and this market is purely working on behavior. That this is to be expected. So I'm not concerned. Lots of people talking about an April Fool's joke. I just think the timing of this correction, it's just a coincidence. I don't think it's anything to do with that. I think if you hit up with an April Fool's joke, then maybe crypto isn't for you. I don't know. But generally, if you can't have a laugh on April Fool's, when can you have a laugh? Me and Nick would definitely not looking at any news articles on April the 1st, because there's always a risk that something like this will happen, right? But generally, not concerned whatsoever. The fundamentals of the project are the same. We know they're working on other bridges to other projects in the background. We know this because we've been researching other projects, and we can see that they're working with Harmony. So there's so much going on. But again, it's to be expected, and it's not even a huge correction. Like, if you're worried now, then you probably want to go back and have a look at some of the YouTubers and what they were putting out back in 2017. We've spoke numerous times on the show, Nick, about expecting 30 to 50% swings. And this isn't even that.
Exactly. So hopefully, guys, you have found this video useful and informative. Maybe even reassured you a little bit. If so, hit the like button. We both really do appreciate it. And of course, if you want to know more about those hidden gems, new cryptocurrencies, and make some money, consider subscribing to the channel. You will be kept well informed. It is free, so why not? Right, with that being said, Chris, we hope everyone has a fantastic day, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Yeah, take care.